Hello, good evening. I know I'm late. I'm late. So I'm home. Um, I'm tired. But y'all know what I'm gonna say. I don't even have to say it. Y'all know I'm gonna do what he said. So today is day 7, and I felt like it was super important to make sure that I did not skip today. It's day 7, and it's word 6. And today's word is beauty. I'm going to be quick. But I think the Hebrew word is, and I have my notes, so I'm going to refer to them, but the word is tov. I might be pronouncing it wrong, but it means good, excellent, beautiful, and purpose. And the reason why, beauty is in these 105 words regarding creation and just to open it up more for us, because he needs us to get past the superficial. That's what I feel in my spirit. He needs us to get past the superficial. We think when we're creating that we have the right to determine what's beautiful and what's not, even if we don't create it. I think sometimes we look at other people and we determine if they're beautiful or not. I know the world taught us that. We got to unlearn it. Because everything that God made is beautiful, whether we look at it from our perspective and believe that or not. And so why that's jacking us up, okay? The reason why it's jacking us up to be thinking that way is because if we're determining what's beautiful based on what we see with our natural eyes in this temporal state, we're missing the mark. Because what God did was beautiful. What God created was beautiful. In fact, he stood back, looked at it and said it was good. Good wasn't just good to eat, sound good, look good. It was beyond that. It was and I use this word a lot, multi-dimensional kind of good. If you peel back that word good, it means he approved it. He was pleased. This was more than just, it was good. Oh yeah, I did that pretty good. Oh, this was beyond that. This was God's kind of good. And it's the same way we look at beautiful. We can say somebody is attractive or appealing. We're like, oh, they're so beautiful. And then we might even say they're beautiful inside and out. Now, we're kind of getting closer when we start talking about insides, because honestly, beauty has to radiate from the inside. In fact, when you create, your creations aren't beautiful because you look at them and find them, appealing to you, because beautiful has to go outside of just your opinion of what beautiful is. Come on, I'm going to say it again. Real beauty, true beauty, God's kind of beauty has to go outside of your idea of what beautiful is. Because if we're only going by your perspective, anything you don't call beautiful to the rest of us wouldn't be beautiful just because you said it. But what God says is what we have to go by. And you might not think something is beautiful, but it's useful. See, dimensional beauty goes beyond, I like it, it looks good, it's beautiful, it's the right shade, it's the right tone, it's the right shape, it's the right height. It goes beyond that. God's kind of beautiful walks us into dimensions. Here's what I mean by that. Useful to God is beautiful. If it's useful, it's beautiful to God. I mean, if it's fit for his use, it's good, which means it's beautiful to God. And what I love about this is the same things that we use to determine who is and who isn't beautiful in the natural, if we really were to dive in that and really surrender all of that to God, but that same route of thinking, but instead of thinking the way it's just going to be my perspective and just what I see and what I think and what I like, if we flip that over and let it be and match it up to what God is saying, if we just carry ourselves over into that train of thought, oh my gosh, can you imagine? We're not just talking about who you might be walking past saying they're cute or beautiful. I'm talking about who you might walk past and see the beauty, not just in them, but the beauty that's coming out of them, meaning what they create. Because God has a lot of things he wants us to do. But if we're so nitpicking, we're throwing stuff away that we don't call and claim beautiful, we're going to be missing out on some stuff. We're going to be missing out on some stuff, okay? Because some of the things that are the most useful, when you look at them with your naked eye, your human eye, you might throw them away or toss them to the side, including people. And God is saying, nope, I don't need you to do that. What I need you to do is start looking at things how I'm looking at things. I need you to come higher. On every single word that we're going to talk about, all 105 of them, he's saying, I need you to come higher. I need you to quit going by I know when we shop, ooh, that's beautiful. Ooh, I love that. That's your that's your individual taste, right? That's your individual preference, right? But you can't slap your individual preference on everybody else. Just know that, okay? Because somebody who needs what's in you that's beautiful that you're going to produce, somebody who needs what's in you that's beautiful that you're going to produce, might not see you as beautiful. But what they might not even see what you produce as beautiful. But it doesn't mean that it's any less useful to them and to their lives. So as you're creating, take a deeper look. Don't just look at what you see with your natural eyes. Step back and say, God, is this what you want me? Because regardless of what you look at it and think in the natural, your natural mind, if God said do it, it's got to be beautiful. Beautiful beyond just sitting there looking at it, but beautiful for its use. Beautiful and for the master's use. And so I'm going to read this. 3 things. 3 sayings that we got to cut out, y'all. One of them is beauty is skin deep. That's messing us up. If beauty is only skin deep and God doesn't have any skin, where is his beauty? But we know he's beautiful. So beauty, come on, we gotta stop that. Because then we're just looking at skin. We focus on temporal things instead of eternal things. Second thing we got to get rid of is beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I know it sounds great, but unless God is the one beholding, because if you're saying, when you say that beauty is in the eye of the beholder and he's the one he is the beholder that you're talking about, then okay. But if you're saying beauty is in the eye of the beholder, well, it puts the onus on you whether you can determine what you didn't make as beautiful or not beautiful. That's a mind thing. We're messing with our minds because God is asking us to not just step it up, but he's asking us to look it up. Matter of fact, look up beauty. Look up what he says about it, right? And then focus on what he says is beautiful. Because if you don't, you're going to be throwing away some stuff that could possibly change people's lives. You're going to be throwing away some solutions because you don't think they're beautiful. But, there's some people that need it to help them sustain their life. Not just sustain their lives, but also they need what's beautiful that's coming out of you. They need to be able to embrace that, but also for it to be motivation and seed in their lives to want to then be motivated, right? Motivate is really not the word I'm looking for, but to be inspired to do the thing God is saying for them to do. I mean, we got to get past this stuff. The third thing is, I'm just making a statement here. Beauty should never be relegated to what is simply pleasing to the eye. If we walk by faith and not by sight, I heard that message today. If we walk by faith and not by sight, that's in the Bible. If we walk by faith and not by sight, how can we possibly put all of our eggs in the basket of sight when we determine what's good enough for God? We cannot. We should not. Okay? And so all of the words, again, this is day 7, word 6. The word 6 is beauty. And I just want you to rethink it. Rethink it, because as God begins to pour stuff, download more and more into you as we go through the rest of these days. I think we got like 98. I might be counting wrong. 98. I really can't do math, y'all. 98 days, however many days we have left on this 105-day creation tour, because that's what I'm gonna call it. We gotta pull it back. We gotta let these words marinate. We gotta let them marinate. God is about to activate. He's already actually activating, but if we stay low, we get low. If we stay low and in a box, we get low and in a box. But if we annihilate is my word, the box, and we looking higher, my scripture, and I keep saying this, but it is my scripture for the year, so I'm standing on for the year, is Ephesians 3:20. I probably have said it every day. But now unto him who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above anything we can ask or think. Anything above, exceedingly abundantly above. Then we got to start thinking above. And so if we're caught up in what we deem beautiful and what we don't deem beautiful, based on our lone perspective, individual perspective, then what barriers and walls are we building around us that are causing us to be blind to the beautiful solutions that he's bringing our way so that we can then birth them in the earth. See, we can't be stuck there. And so I know this is not how most people think about beauty and beautiful, but I think that's the whole point. I think God is saying, y'all got it all wrong, right? We are his masterpiece. Not just me, not just you. We are all his masterpiece. For him to call us a masterpiece, I would think that if you're talking about Genesis and the definition of, good in Genesis, that beautiful to him is in there, especially if we're talking about, because how can we be made in his image and his likeness and not have beauty and that word beautiful be a part of that? And so I'm going a little longer than I wanted to, but I just want y'all to take some time to think about that. Write that down. Where have you missed it? Where have you called stuff ugly? That's really beautiful. Where have you deemed stuff beautiful? That's really just temporal. It's beautiful to you, but you didn't take the broader picture. You didn't take a step back and really look at it. There's so much art. Last thing, there's so much art. When I think about art galleries and just pictures that people paint and just artwork, ceramics and music and a lot of it's described as beautiful, and it is beautiful. I think when it's multidimensional, then we get over into the God kind of beautiful. It's not just what it does for my eyes when I see it and I say it's beautiful. It's what happens inside of me when I look at it. What happens inside of me when I hear it. And does it point me back to heavenly things? Not spooky things, but does it point me back to heavenly things? Does it kind of walk me back to heaven when I hear it, when I see it, when I think it? That's a different kind of beautiful. Okay. And so, just take a moment, marinate. This is kind of a tough one because it's definitely not probably where most people go with this, but I know it's God because I know he's really just trying to get us to think on a higher level. And so I'm excited about that. And practice in your speech. Stop, please stop. I can't tell you what to do. I'm not your mom, parent, right? But try to walk in self-control when you see things or when you see people and you just putting your mouth on there. You just saying, "Oh, that's ugly." Ugh. Oh my God, and you're not even taking the time to not look from the house you currently live in, but to look from who you really are. That's from your spirit. He's a spirit. You're a spirit. If you look at spiritual things, it's not even really about your preferences, if we can be honest. It's about who God said and what God said is beautiful. And us embracing that so then we can see what it is we're supposed to be bringing into the earth. So without that, we're going to be limited. And I know we serve a limitless God. So with that said, I love y'all. Have a beautiful rest of your evening. And tomorrow is day 8, word 7. And so join me tomorrow. And if you haven't, please like the page, created it. So it's the number 8, TED as in TED Talk, IT, created it. And we're here on Facebook. So like the page, go on there. There's some stuff I've been posting. I've been a little slow because I was in the hospital, but now that I'm free, I'll be doing a little more posting, and then you guys just follow. And even if you don't have to, if God didn't lead you to share it or anything like that, that's not what really this is about. This is not about me being great. This is about you. It's about really expanding and enlarging your territory, because you got some capacity that you probably haven't even tapped into. And me too. And God is wanting us to do that. So, hey, go spend some time on there. Whatever you need to do, whether it's for a second or maybe, you just meditating on it's all word based. So you're meditating on some word. Matter of fact, let me just give you the scripture. So 1 Peter 3 and 4 was 1. But I just like the fact that you can go to Genesis. Let me give you that. Just Genesis 1. Read through the whole chapter. And every time you hear that it's good, this is the definition I want you to think about. I know I'm going longer than I said. If you go to Genesis 1, just go read, and actually a little bit of Genesis 2. But if you go to Genesis 1, when you see the word good, it's really beautiful. It's told. It means good, excellent, beneficial, and beautiful in function. So when you read it, kind of put that definition in there, and I think it's going to open you up to some things you never thought you'd see. So with that said, keep your prayers right. All right, keep your prayers right. I do appreciate you all, and have, like I said, have a beautiful evening. See you tomorrow. God bless.